Oh my gosh, you are not going to believe what happened in our house the other night. Now, anybody who knows me or follows or listens to my podcast, you know that with my background in parapsychology and my interviews with Professor Lloyd Auerbach, I am a skeptic. Even though I do this crazy kind of work, I'm still very skeptical of things I see on TV, especially, but all kinds of stories that are out there. So you cannot even begin to imagine how I felt the other night in my living room when this event happened. So I'm going to back up just for a minute and give a little background. I teach part-time at a beauty school here in Tucson where I live. And there is a cosmetology department downstairs where students are learning to cut hair, obviously. Well, I sometimes take my kids there for haircuts. The last couple of times I've taken them, my two youngest daughters actually really liked the girls that were doing their hair. And it kind of sparked an interest in them to do hair, and they wanted to learn how to do tinsel on each other and braids and all this stuff. One of the hairstyling students, the cosmetology students, suggested that the girls get mannequins. Well, the beauty of being a homeschool family is that we can kind of turn any project into a way to teach all kinds of subjects. And so we went ahead and we bought them mannequins and shears and all sorts of hairstyling tools. And they love to get them out and practice, like I said, braiding and all those good things. Well, the other night, my family and I were in the living room downstairs, and we were going to watch a documentary on Scientology. Super boring for some of the kids. So our youngest decided she was going to get out her mannequin and put it on the counter. We have a little countertop table behind our couch where you can sit and do projects or eat or whatever. Two of our other kids went upstairs because they're like, I want no part of that. And they were upstairs in our bonus room watching something else. So in the living room, it's me, my husband, our youngest daughter, and our oldest daughter. And you can see in the videos that I'm going to attach here, it's in two pieces. You can see in the videos where we're all just sitting around watching the show. I'm winding up a ball of yarn that got tangled for one of my kids. My oldest daughter's crocheting. And my youngest daughter is sitting next to my husband on the couch, and she's just kind of playing on the cell phone because she had gotten bored of working with her mannequin. And she came over and joined us on the couch. So in the video, the key thing to notice is the mannequin is sitting on the counter behind the couch, and she's facing behind us into our dining room. It'll look like it's off to the left, that she's facing the dining room. When we're not looking and we don't even notice, at one point she turns. She makes a small turn towards the living room and then a big turn towards me. But we're still watching TV. We didn't even notice it. Later, I sat up, or I moved position, and I looked and I said to my family, wasn't that mannequin facing the dining room? So everybody turned and looked at her, and sure enough, she's now looking in the living room towards me. A moment later, she turns more towards my husband and then back at me. You can see in the second video our reactions. My little daughter jumps off the couch, runs over towards me. I'm covering my mouth like, oh my God. My daughter's like, oh my God. And then you see me gesture up behind me because that's where our living room camera is. It sits up there and points at the whole entire living room and kitchen area. I'm gesturing to that, and then I'm pointing at my husband, asking him to please review the footage on his phone from the camera, because I know he's not going to believe me when I said, oh my God, she just looked at me. So you'll see me gesturing to him, and then you see my husband look over his shoulder at her, and then he jumps off the couch, goes behind the couch, and looks at the counter, the little counter table thing, to see if there's anything back there. You don't see anywhere in the video, though, that we screamed and our other two daughters came running down the stairs to find out what we were screaming about. So I just want to express that it was only the four of us. The other two were upstairs. There was nobody playing a trick. There was nothing like that going on. So for me to have something like this happen in our house, there's a lot of thoughts and feelings about it. You know, from things I've said before, I don't believe in demons. I don't believe you bring things home with you from investigations. I just draw my line at some of these things. But can I explain this? No, I can't. Am I afraid of it? Do I think, as my daughter said, oh my God, Mom, burn it down? No, I don't think we need to burn it down. Am I spooked? Yes. Do I want to walk by the bedroom and have that mannequin looking at me? No, I don't. And I'm not really sure how to proceed. But my son reminded me when we showed him the video that one day my daughter had her mannequin screwed onto the countertop in the kitchen, like the bar, where she could brush its hair and it wouldn't wiggle around. And our little dog Rosie came in, and Rosie was growling and barking at this mannequin like she hated it. So was it just scary to a dog? Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, what do you think? And enjoy the video and let me know your thoughts. Notice here in clip 1, I'm on the left of your screen. My 16-year-old is crocheting behind me. Then across from me is my husband and my youngest daughter playing on the phone. Behind them, you can see the counter that has the mannequin on it, and she is facing our dining room, kind of behind us. You see that I'm just over there kind of bored, winding some yarn. We're all just kind of watching this documentary on creepy Scientology, which makes the event even creepier. So just keep your eyes on that mannequin, because she's going to make there she goes. That's her biggest move. She's now looking, but none of us noticed this yet. It takes a little while before I look over and say, what? Wasn't she looking in the dining room? So there we are, still oblivious to the fact that she turned her head completely towards us. There, she moved away a little bit. She looked back to the left. Now I'm looking over there, and she looked at my husband. Somehow we missed it or didn't believe it. We're rationalizing it.
Okay, say.
So that's the end of clip 1. Then I'm going to show in this period right here, and I don't know why the video cut out, but in this period right here is when I'm like, wait a minute. She just looked over here and she wasn't. In the next video, you're going to see our reactions and see us talking about it like I mentioned before. Here's clip 2. My little girl jumped off the couch, ran over to me. I'm frantically telling my husband, oh my God, she just looked at me. My daughter's covering her mouth. I'm like, oh my God. He's looking behind. There's nothing there. I'm covering my face like, oh my God, I cannot believe this happened. And now I'm gesturing at the living room camera saying, get your phone. You've got to look at this. You've got to look at that footage. There I am gesturing over and over. My daughter's got her mouth covered. Our hearts, hand over our hearts. We cannot believe what we've just seen. The mannequin moved a total of 5 times that we can see on the video. So now that you've seen the clips and you've heard my explanation about what was happening, let me know what you think about this. It's interesting for us because this is the first time we've had anything really major happen in this house. We've lived here 9 years. It's been relatively quiet and calm. There's been no murders like our Spokane house, nothing like that. This has just been a really nice place for us to live. Not too many creepy things, if any. We did make contact with our cat that died a few years ago. So we've had that. And I think you may have heard in an episode that my youngest did have contact with a spirit in her room, but we set boundaries and nothing like that has ever happened again. So we don't have an explanation for this one. This one's actually seriously unsolved and unexplainable for us. Let me know what you thought.